Okay, I found the coolest eyeshadow hack on TikTok and I couldn't wait to do it today, but I think you can tell by the title, it just didn't work out. So watch along and see why it's important to really test out trends before you have somewhere important to go, because I find so many trends are just clickbait. They're just trying to get your attention. They don't really work for most people. You kind of wonder, was that content creator lying? Were they cutting away and doing more work than what was in the video to make it look blended? I don't know, but really disappointing. However, we're going to do it anyway, and there are some pros and cons to it. So there are a couple pros that could help you. I'm also going to talk about Big Seint news coming and also personal news, and I'm glad you're here. Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Michelle Spieler. I'm a 30-year professional makeup artist and the creator of Mature Makeup Masterclass, a series of 23 videos on mature technique, all budgets. Listen, I'm finding more and more makeup artists on TikTok doing master classes for $65 for one class. I have 23 separate videos of different subjects, and the whole master class is $67. Like, come on. I'm stupid for pricing it that low, but I wanted everyone to have access to it. So check out that link. It's always in my description. Click on the video title, description box pops down, and you will see the Mature Makeup Masterclass link. Okay, Wednesday nights, if you're new here, are always my Seint videos, but lately I've been doing Seint videos that can also correlate to any other brand. You don't have to have Seint for these videos to make sense, but I am going to use Seint tonight. I'm doing a new technique I've never done before, okay? I've never done this technique. I saw it on TikTok. There's a really cute makeup artist on TikTok named Ask Ellen Beauty, and she is Australian, so I love her accent. Sorry, I'm really thirsty. She found this old technique by the Westmores. Now, the Westmores, if you don't know, are Hollywood royalty in the makeup department. The Westmores go back to like the 30s and 40s, and they kept just, nepotism. They kept teaching and mentoring the younger Westmores, and Westmores did all the big, great films of Hollywood. You always see a Westmore somewhere in the credits. Star Trek series. I mean, they're known for monster makeup and creature makeup. They also did beauty makeup. So she found this old Westmore trick where you powder an eyelid and then you use your fingers to place eyeshadow, and then you powder over. I got to get my puff ready. Let's see. I'll use a black puff today. And then you heavily, heavily powder over the shadows. You don't blend them at all. You just powder heavily over it, and you leave it there for a little bit, and then you dust it off, and everything looks airbrushed. Like you didn't have to blend anything. So we're gonna try it today. We'll see if it really works. I'm gonna do it exactly like she did it. Now, she didn't do it in real time like I'm gonna do it today. So for all I know, she could have done a little bit of blending in between cuts and edits, but I don't know. I'm not saying she's a liar. I love her, but just saying, So we're gonna try it today, and we're gonna try it using the shade of the month, which, doggone it, where is it? Okay, shade of the month for June is Crimson. Oh, it's so pretty. I love Crimson. Crimson is so beautiful on eyes that have any green. Now, if you are a light blonde and you have cooler skin tone, you can be tan, but it's a cooler tan, not a golden tan. And maybe you get a little red around the eyes, or maybe your rim is normally a little bit of pink. This might make you look like you have an eye infection, but this is beautiful on my eyes. It makes my eyes look more green. It's great on any shade of brown eyes. It's great on green eyes. It will pop green eyes. And some blue eyes, if you are the type that have maybe a slightly deeper lash and you don't have a lot of pink around your eye. Otherwise, you will look like you're sick, okay? So here's what she did. So I'm going to take a little bit of powder. This is just Givenchy. I'm going to use Givenchy because it has a lot of talc in it. Maybe the Seint one does too. Again, you can use any eyeshadow. This is not just for Seint eyeshadows, any eyeshadow. And I'm gonna take our shade of the month, which is Crimson, and I'm going to put it in that outer crease. Outer eyelid, outer crease. How crazy, this is gonna be crazy. Again, I don't know if this works. It worked on Ellen. If it works, are we just gonna all have so much fun doing this? Okay. Stay till the end too, or jump ahead, because I have big news for Seint. Big Seint news. Trust me, you're gonna wanna watch this at the end. Big Seint news. Okay. Now, I think what I'm gonna do in my crease, I think I'm gonna use the color Dream, which we don't even have anymore. This was the shade of the month in, like, I don't know, February. Look, I'm just literally putting in my crease with my finger. Nothing special. Kind of going a little above the crimson. You know how much I love doing finger makeup anyway, okay? Boom, done. Okay, and then I'm gonna do, let's see, what would be fun for summer? Maybe a little bit of this pretty yellow color on the inner eye. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna do the whole eye with this yellow color because I'll tell you why. Then she did the frost and she did like a shimmer with like glitter in it. She did that afterwards, okay? So there you go. You see that? Kind of crude, not blended. Okay, I think that's good. Now remember, we're gonna have to go in and clean up a little bit for sure. But I didn't do my face makeup yet because I wanted to see how this worked. Okay, now here's where the fun part comes. I just love this. Crimson, shade of the month. Once we run out, we're out. Once it's gone, it's gone. It's limited edition. I'm really hoping they bring these shades back though next year in 2023. I'm also gonna go in with, changed my mind. I'm gonna go in with Moscow, this little copper shimmer. I'm gonna go in with Moscow. I took this to California with me and I never wore eye makeup the whole time. Other than the Half Magic photo shoot I did, which you'll see in August, I never wore any makeup in California. It was heaven. It was just heaven. I stayed with my friend Leah, who owns French Face, and we just decompressed and we just talked and talked and talked and we just had the best time. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna go real heavy with powder now. So I'm turning this upside down. See all this powder? I'm going to, and she really packed it on. Like it was all over the place. Now she went in with really vivid purples. And who knows, maybe that's the trick. Maybe this is meant for like really bright, vivid colors, but I felt like that red was vivid enough. And I'm literally just patting it on. This is called, when you pat the powder on really heavy, it's called baking. As you know, the young people like to bake their whole face. They like to bake under their eye. We don't bake. Mature women do not bake. But we're gonna do it for the sake of this trend. And we're just doing the eye area, okay? And then we're gonna give that a few minutes. And I'm going to tell you, well, you know what? Should I tell you now about the Seint news? Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the news right now while I'm waiting for my shadows to bake, okay? Here we go. Here we go. Okay, we are having a big summer sale. So starting June 10th at midnight, or is that really June 9th at midnight? I don't know. 12 a.m. I think that's, well, it should say 12:01 a.m., shouldn't it? Because that's officially June 10th, but I think it means midnight, the Sunday night before June 10th, Mountain Time. So now I'm making this really difficult. So 2 in the morning, if you're East Coast, okay, till June 15th. So June 10th through June 15th, huge summer sale, 40% off select items while supplies last. Okay, am I filming this? Yes, I am. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna turn the camera around and I'm gonna show you. Let's see. Here we go. Eyeshadows, 40% off. 40% off eyeshadows. Look at how gorgeous. Okay, now crimson won't be in there because crimson's a brand new shade of the month. But those are the 40% shadows right there. Beautiful. Where is, like, oh, look at cranberry. They all look darker here because they're on my computer. Okay, lips and cheeks, 40% off. These are the colors. Now remember, we sell out real fast. 40% off those highlights only, Nutmeg and Fiji. And then 40% off skincare, but here's the best part, 40% off brushes and tools. So here's all the brushes. So if you need to stock up on brushes, here's many of them. Not all of them, some of the brushes and tools. And then 40% off fragrance. I'm not the hugest fan of fragrance. And then 40% off palettes and carriers, which is huge. Huge, huge, huge. And that's a demi palette. That just holds demi if you ever wanted to keep it separate, but I keep a lot of it together. And then collections, what's this? Travel bottles. Oh, I didn't know we had travel bottles. That would be nice. Okay. There you have it. Big sale starting Monday. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flick this off, completely flick this off the eyes. And it's supposed to look airbrushed. I don't know. What do we think? I mean, it's really soft, but it kind of looks splotchy, which makes me think she either touched up and let you think that it was super airbrushed. Hold on, I got powder in my... I have powder in my throat. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go in and fix this now. I'm gonna have to go in and fix this. I don't like this. I mean, here's the thing. If you don't feel confident in blending shadows, this does have a really blended look. It's just, to me, kind of splotchy. So now I'm wondering if she touched up in between. We'll never know. I'm not going to call her out. That's why I'm doing it on YouTube. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take some Bubba. Did I just waste everyone's time? Yes, I did. But at least I told you about the sale. We talked about the beautiful shade of the month, Crimson. Love it. And I'm now going to do Bubba because Bubba's warm. I like warm with the crimson. So Bubba in my crease. The nice thing is now I'm super nice and powdery, so this is gonna blend really well. Okay, pretty, pretty. And then I'm gonna have to clean all this up though. This is a mess. That's That's why you gotta, you know what, you gotta be careful who you listen to on social media, am I right? You really gotta be careful. That's why I call this the Look Good Close-Up Club, because anything I do on my channel is like something anyone can do, and I want you to look beautiful close up to your family and friends, so when you see your family and friends, they're like, wow, you look so pretty, what are you doing different, you know? I'm gonna take a little bit of Cupcake or Sabrina, I think this is Sabrina, and go on the inner eye. That crimson's really pretty though, with that powder technique over it, because it really softened it. But for me, the whole point of crimson is I want it to be really red. I want crimson to be red. I love the red. And I'm gonna go under my eyes with it too, because once I do mascara, it won't look like an eye infection. Gosh, I'm really disappointed in this. Maybe if I had done like bright blues or bright purples, she did like a bunch of bright purples. Maybe it would have worked better. And remember, the Westmores did a lot of techniques that worked really well on film. Well, we don't do film anymore. We do high def camera, which shows everything, every hair, every pore, every pucker on the face, on the body. Like, it is not forgiving at all. Okay, and then I'm gonna clean up a little bit here and here, because I do have a little Aquaphor on. By the way, my Aquaphor video, I'm shocked at how well it's doing. I just did it for fun. I didn't think it'd be such a big hit. But it also strikes a bunch of controversy in that people say, well, you can't, you know, Aquaphor can really cause milia around the eyes. In some people, for sure. And I never said use this every day of your life. I'm like, if you have, it's basically special occasion makeup. I've kind of been doing Aquaphor every day under my eyes just because it's so pretty under, concealer. Even Demi. Okay, here's the problem. I bet I dumped a ton. Oh yeah. I have massive amounts of eyeshadow all under my eye. Oh, this eye is not as bad. Okay. Okay, I like this eye. This works for me. This works. I like this. I'm gonna do a little sparkle at the end. Let's take just good old Black Friday. I love Black Friday. It's our beautiful eyeliner, which comes in a little tin, and you use a little brush with it. It's like a powder, like a wax to powder. I love it. Okay, just that little bit. Using this little angle brush. And this could be a really nice heavier daytime makeup if you are the type that likes a lot of makeup during the day, or this could be a very pretty evening makeup. Doing a little bit in here. Okay, there we go. And then I'm gonna go in with, hold on, I can't find my glitters. I've looked everywhere. but I'm gonna go in with Golden Eye. This was a really pretty sparkly micro glitter that we used. We kind of launched it in January during our big artist sale, and I love this color, and I don't use it enough. And I know it was still available for a while now. I don't know if it's still going to be available, but the point is just something that has like a pretty microscopic glitter. See that? I want to show you. There's like little sparkles within the frost. Okay. And now I'm gonna do mascara, and then we'll do complexion real quick. Just real quick. I really thought this was gonna be the coolest eyeshadow video, and it's not. It's not. And it went viral. Her video went viral and everyone was doing it. And but I never saw anyone successfully do it like her. Maybe they all tried it and thought, this doesn't work. You know what I mean? I don't know. You never know who to trust anymore. And it could be she just did these vivid shadows, and so, but I thought crimson was pretty vivid. And she did a pink powder too. She did like a really thick, heavy, like a one size pink or Huda Beauty pink, but she did a pink powder over her beautiful eyeshadows, and she put them on messy. She put them on messy, and then when she took off all the excess powder, she looked like freaking Cinderella. She looked like a fairy tale movie star. And now I'm wondering if she went in and just did a ton of blending. I don't know. We'll never know. We'll never know. Okay, this is good. So I can't wait for you to see my photo shoot with Half Magic that will come out in August. It was one of the highlights of my whole career. My whole career as an online person, not like, obviously I had great days in Hollywood and great days working on the East Coast, but as far as being a mature online educator and, dare I say the word, influencer, because I hate that word, content creator, I guess, it was definitely one of the highlights of my career. Working with Half Magic, working with Donnie Davy, being part of a really big campaign that is normally only hiring young models. They had me. And I am definitely representing in the video or the photos or whatever, however it's gonna be. It's kind of like a mixture of video and photo. I'm definitely playing a middle-aged woman, which I love. I love that. I love representing our demographic. Okay, so I've cleaned all that up. You know what I'm gonna do? Since we're here, I'm gonna go in with some Demi. And I've got that beautiful Aquaphor under my eyes. I'm gonna go in with Demi. You better believe it. Just need my Demi brush. I have a question. If you're new here, or even if you're not that new here, I have had a few people in just the last like week or two say to me, like when they get a free color match, which is awesome. I love that. And then I send them their color match and they're like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm overwhelmed. Or they're like, hey, I just got all my makeup. I'm overwhelmed. I don't know where to start. And I think, what? I have 2.5 years of Seint videos on YouTube. What do you mean you don't know where to start? This is what I'm thinking in my head. But then, you know, I realize not everyone, you know, they find 1 or 2 videos of me in their YouTube feed, but they don't go to my actual channel page and click videos and search 2.5 years of Seint videos, right? No, people just don't take the time to do that. So, you know, I try to do maybe a couple times a year a Seint beginner video or how to start. But is that something you want to see? Let me know in comments. Is that something that you think is needed, that I need to do more? Like, here's how to build your palette. Like, here, I like to put my highlights here and my powder, and here's my bronzers, and here's some blush, and down here I like to put eyeshadows and illuminators. And like, is that something you need to see? Like how to build your palette and then how to use it? I'm genuinely confused when people say, I don't know what to do with it, because I'm like, well, how did you find me? I mean, all I do is, I've been doing Seint for 2.5 years. Like, how did you find me? How do you not know that that's all I do is teach you how to do Seint? To the point where I'm like, surely we don't need another Seint video out there. Surely I've covered it all. But, you know, that's me as a 30-year pro, like just thinking as a Seint artist and not like someone brand new to Seint, right? So please tell me in comments if you think I need to do more Seint beginner videos, because I didn't know that I needed to, but maybe I need to. Okay, I'm just gonna do a little bit of candlelit. I'm going real light because honestly, it's kind of the end of the day and I'm just going to be taking all this off anyway. But I just pick up a little bit. And I start in the center of the face. My parentheses is where I show the most texture and pores. It's where makeup can really dry down and get cakey and unflattering, and that's why I love the Aquaphor. But I don't do the Aquaphor every day. I really don't. Now, if you are someone that wears Seint and you really like a heavier coverage makeup, you like a heavy coverage, that makes you feel really complete and really beautiful, and I totally respect that. I've never been heavy coverage, but you know, thank goodness a lot of people love heavy coverage, because sometimes that requires a professional makeup artist for camera, so it always kept me employed, right? Let me know in comments if you like a heavier coverage. I've done a video on how to get a heavier coverage with Seint. I have done that video, but again, when you tell me in comments what you need to see, it helps me. It's like the light bulb goes off and I'm like, oh, okay. Because I'm here for you. I'm not here for me. Okay? And there's my complexion. Now I have a spray tan on my body. And I'll be honest, I don't know that I'm ever going to do it again. I don't think I love it for me. I like it on other people. But I look at my neck. That's not cute. That's been wearing off. This is day 5 or 6. That's gross. I scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed and I can't get it off. You know, what if I had like a really big important event or photo shoot or a campaign with a brand and I've got this like dirty neck that I can't scrape? I guess I could cover it with makeup. I guess I'm answering my own question, but I'm still in my gym clothes, by the way. If you're wondering why I'm in gray, because I don't normally wear gray. That would be gym clothes. I'm wearing gym clothes. Okay, I'm gonna do bronzer with, is that Bella? I think I'm gonna do bronzer with a tinier brush, just because the makeup artist who did my makeup for Half Magic had me looking so traceless close up. Like, I looked like I didn't have makeup on, but I had full makeup on. And it was beautiful close up and it was beautiful on camera. Now, on camera, they, you know, I was on a white background and they blow you out with light. So, you know, all my flaws will be gone in this campaign for the most part. But she used tiny little brushes. Like, she did not use anything bigger than this shape brush to do my bronzer and blush. She used tiny little brushes to do my foundation. And my foundation was my concealer. She didn't really do concealer on me because, again, high def camera. She did not want to show age and texture. Okay, this is pretty. We can do this, right? We can handle this with a smaller brush, putting it on a little lighter, a little bit more, what do I want to say? A little bit more where the sun hits us, not so broad and big. That works. And then I'm going to take my bouncer, bounce, bounce, bounce. You got to be careful not to lift the makeup back off either. Like, I'm just lightly bouncing, not too much pressure, because we don't want to lift off all that work we just did. Okay, cute. Guess what? I think because we have crimson on the eye, let's use saffron. I love saffron blush. Love, love, love. And I'm going to use the other side of the bronzer brush. So I'm going to use the blush brush for saffron. I'm going to go on my hand. Sometimes I like to go on my hand first because I need to see, like, what's the payoff. But see, it's just like this really warm bricky color. And then I'm just going to pat a little bit right there. See that? And then I'm just going to pat. Ooh, that got a little bit heavier, didn't it? See, I didn't pat it on the hand first. That's what happens. Never be afraid to use the back of your hand as a palette. It's a great palette. Ooh, okay. It's okay. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. The nice thing about cream products is they blend into each other effortlessly. So we're gonna go back to my foundation brush and I'm going to blend over the saffron with what little bit of candlelit I have. Now remember, by pouncing like this, we're bringing some blood to the surface, right? So it's going to be bright at first. You need to give it a couple minutes, and then once your face is done flushing from all this pouncing, you're going to see how it looks, okay? But that's pretty. That almost looks like I'm lit from within. I love that. Okay? I can even do saffron on the lips. Let's do that. Let's do saffron on the lips. I only have 500 lip liners. Look at all these lip liners. Look at all these lip liners. There's a few eyeliners, but look at all these lip liners. Ask me how many are nude. Probably 99% of them are nude. Okay, let's do this Pat McGrath. By the way, when you have special events coming up, and you don't have a lot of time to touch up your face because you're at a special event, maybe your kid's wedding. I always send people to get the Pat McGrath pencil because, man, they stay on like crazy. They're not cheap. I want to say they're like $28. I can put a link for the Pat McGrath. But I'm gonna tell you, they don't budge. It's a great lip liner. Okay, and then I'm gonna take a little bit of saffron. You know me. Y'all know me. I don't wear bright lips that often. Oops, we went out side of the lip. That's pretty. Well, darn. I just made a big mess on the side of my lip. Pretty. Now I need more liner. I'm really particular about my lips and my mascara. Really particular. And then, you know what I've never used? I've never used Glow. Glow is like a really pretty, Glow's a really pretty illuminator. And gave it a little bit of shimmer. What do we think? I don't know. I have to get used to it. I have to, you know, sometimes you have to live in a lip for a while to see if you really like it. But it's very pretty. And I love crimson. Do you see how the green's kind of popping in my eyes from that crimson? Because it's opposite the color wheel, right? Okay, well, I'm so glad that you stuck with me through this. That trick didn't work. It just didn't. I mean, the only good thing that came out of it is now we know if you put a lot of powder down, then put on your eyeshadows and then powder over it and then blend, you are gonna get a more blended look for someone who's not real good at blending. So I will give it that, but it just doesn't work. It just does not work. So let me know if you try it and if maybe it works for you. Maybe you do a bright color. Maybe I was going too neutral and then the reds also. I mean, it just looked dull. I had to really pump that crimson back up. So I love the saffron blush. It makes me feel like I just ran out to the beach, got a little color, and now I'm getting ready for dinner and I'm left with that little bit of sun-kissed look. I love that look. This Saturday, I am going to tell you how to get rid of milia. Since we started the conversation, let's talk Saturday about how to get rid of milia, and I will also share with you how I got rid of skin tags, because for 10 years, a solid 10 years, we lived paycheck to paycheck. There was no money for a dermatologist. There was no money for an esthetician. So I took to the Google and I learned from a lot of people smarter than me how to do things at home for nothing. That's what you do. Hard times call for hard measures, right? And we're going into some hard times, a lot of us. And, you know, groceries are up, although I think groceries are starting to come down a little bit, but everything's been sky high, sky high. So I'm going to show you how to get rid of milia and skin tags this Saturday. And then I have a really special treat coming up sometime this month. We haven't exactly nailed down the exact day, but we are going to do an acne skincare specialist video. So my best friend is an acne specialist. She only dealt with acne for years as an esthetician. And she worked with someone who was an esthetician, went to Harvard, complete science book nerd, ingredient nerd, and she created her own skincare, although we're not going to mention that one, but she just dealt with acne and how to keep it at bay, how to knock it back, how to get rid of it, how to wear products that won't inflame your acne. I really have a heart for women with acne. It's hard enough when you're a teenager, but when you're a grown woman and you're still getting acne, I have a heart for those women. Because so much of what you see on social media makes you feel like you need that product and you buy it and then it breaks you out and inflames, you know, your acne. It's because most traditional makeup and skincare is not geared towards acne, even if they say they are. It's kind of shocking. So we're gonna do a whole acne skincare video this month, and then in July we'll do acne makeup video for you, okay? Anyway, thank you so much for being here. I love y'all and God loves you, and I just appreciate all the support. And you know, if you don't know, I was just elected into the Ulta Beauty Collective for 2024-2025. So I'm going back to California for a big week with Ulta Beauty and meeting brands, and I'm so excited. And it's probably the store I recommend the most. I love that there's a drugstore, but there's also prestige products, but there's also hair, but there's also nail products, but there's also high-end hair, but there's also drugstore hair. Like, I love Ulta. So I'm just thrilled to be a part of the collective. So for the next year, you will hear me talking a little bit more about Ulta, but really mostly on Instagram. That's where they are having me concentrate my efforts. But of course, that's going to spill over here to YouTube, because I love Ulta. I love Ulta. I love our drugstore videos that we all do together. Okay, I will see you back on Saturday. And I'm sorry this video is late tonight, but I'm so glad you're here. God loves you. I love you. And I will see you Saturday. Bye for now.